welcome. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Or, I might show up at your door. I'm just here to share some creepy stories, so sit back and enjoy. Disclaimer: the content presented in the video is purely for entertainment purposes only. The theories and stories discussed in this video are speculative and are not supported by any evidence or proof. Viewer discretion is advised. It starts with a missing hiker. The emergency call comes in at 2:13 a.m. Distress signal from deep in the range, somewhere past Deadwood Ridge. The kind of call that makes your stomach drop. People don't just walk out of these mountains when they go missing. I rub my eyes, slap on my boots, and check my radio. Signal's weak, but still there. I click over to the dispatch channel. Unit 4 responding. Who sent the distress call? Static, then a garbled voice. I strain to make it out. Location: Deadwood, then silence. Great. That's about as useful as a kick in the teeth. I throw on my jacket, grab my pack, and head for the station garage. The air outside is cold. Too cold for early fall. A bad sign. Cold snaps bring fog, and fog makes rescue hell. I fire up the truck and pull onto the main road, heading toward the trailhead. 20 minutes later, I'm alone on the mountain, parked in an empty lot. The world beyond my headlights is ink black, the forest swollen with shadow. I step out, crunching over gravel, and key my radio again. This is Unit 4. I'm at Deadwood Trailhead. Do we have coordinates on the distress beacon? A long pause, then negative. Just the general area. Great. That means I'm searching blind. I adjust my pack, switch on my flashlight, and step onto the trail. The dirt is damp from last night's rain. The smell of wet pine thick in the air. Deadwood Ridge is about 5 miles up. I'll need to move fast. The first hour is uneventful. Just the steady rhythm of my boots on the trail, the crunch of leaves, the distant hoot of an owl. My breath fogs in the beam of my flashlight. Then something shifts. At first, I think it's my imagination. But then it happens again. An echo, not mine, something else. I stop. Listen. The wind moves through the trees, rustling the canopy. But I swear I hear something else beneath it. A voice. It's faint, carried on the breeze, but definitely there. A single word, repeated in a low murmur. Help! I swing my flashlight around. Nothing but trees. I key my radio. This is Unit 4. I might have auditory contact. Possible subject calling for help. Silence, then static. A sharp burst, then a low drone, almost like a voice buried in the signal. I wait. No response. Something about it makes my skin crawl. I shake it off and keep moving. The voice had to come from somewhere. By the time I reach the ridge, the wind has picked up, howling through the trees. The ground is uneven here, the path winding between jagged rock formations. That's when I see it, a faint glow in the distance. I kill my flashlight, letting my eyes adjust. The glow pulses orange, flickering. A fire? No, a beacon. I move toward it. The ground slopes downward into a shallow ravine, and at the bottom I find the campsite. A single tent, a smoldering fire pit, a backpack leaning against a log, but no sign of the hiker. I kneel by the fire pit. The embers are cold. Been out for hours. I check the backpack, ID, granola bars, a folded map. Belongs to Ethan Cordell, 32. I glance around. No tracks, no blood, no sign of a struggle. It's like he just vanished. I grab my radio. Unit 4 to dispatch. I've located the missing hiker's camp, but he's not here. Static. Then trust echoes. I freeze. Say again. More static. Then the radio screeches. A sharp, high-pitched whine that makes me rip the earpiece away. I turn in a slow circle, scanning the darkness. The forest presses in around me, heavy with silence. Then a sound behind me. I whip around. The trees stand tall and still. Nothing moves, but then I hear it, a whisper, faint, coming from the rocks above the ravine. I take a step closer, heart hammering. I know that voice. It's mine. I don't move. I barely breathe. The whisper comes again, drifting down from the ridge. My voice, saying something I didn't say. Who sent the distress call? The words I spoke earlier on the radio. I swallow hard. My hand tightens on my flashlight. It's just an echo. That's what I tell myself. Sound bouncing off the rocks, distorted by the wind. A trick of acoustics. Then why does it sound closer? Who sent the distress call? The exact same intonation. The same pause between words. I key my radio, voice low. Dispatch, do you copy? The static crackles. Then a burst of distorted noise. My skin prickles. Then a voice comes through, flat, robotic. Wrong. Do not trust echoes. My blood turns to ice. Dispatch, static. Then, who sent the distress call? The echo. But it's not an echo anymore. It's answering me. A branch snaps. I spin, flashlight beam slashing through the dark. The trees stretch tall and silent. I need to leave. Now, I step back toward the trail, and the whisper comes from right behind me. Who sent the distress call? My breath catches in my throat. The flashlight flickers. I don't turn around. I don't turn around. I force my feet to move, walking slowly up the path. The whisper follows. Who sent the distress call? Each time a little closer. I reach the top of the ravine and break into a run. The trees rush past in a blur, the wind roaring in my ears. And then ahead of me, my own voice, echoing from the trees, laughing. I don't stop running until my legs burn and my lungs feel like they're about to collapse. My flashlight bounces wildly with each step, its beams slicing across the trees, the jagged rocks, the empty void beyond the path. The echoes have stopped. That should bring relief, but it doesn't. I slow to a jog, then a walk, sucking in deep, uneven breaths. The air feels thinner up here, charged like the atmosphere before a storm. I fumble for my radio. Unit 4 to dispatch. Do you copy? Silence. Then faint click, followed by static. Then do not answer when called. I freeze. The voice is flat, mechanical. Not dispatch. The static swells, then cuts out abruptly. A metallic taste fills my mouth. I stand there, gripping the radio, my heartbeat a steady drum against my ribs. Then, from the trees ahead, who sent the distress call? My blood goes cold. Not from my radio, not from the ridge behind me, from directly in front of me. It's my voice, but I didn't speak. I don't move. Something shifts in the trees. A vague, shifting mass of darkness. Not an animal, not human. Then the voice repeats itself. Who sent the distress call? The same cadence, the same rhythm, identical to the words I spoke earlier. It's copying me. The thing in the trees doesn't move closer, doesn't retreat, just waits. Then snap, a branch breaking right behind me. I whip around. My flashlight stutters, flickering in my shaking grip. Nothing but empty forest. But my instincts scream at me. Something's here. Something's watching. My voice again. This time from behind me. Who sent the distress call? The exact same phrase. The same inflection. My hands tremble. I grip the radio tighter, my knuckles turning white. I could run. I should run. Instead, I do something stupid. I answer, Ethan Cordell, the missing hiker. The moment the words leave my mouth, I regret it. The forest holds its breath. Then the voice repeats my answer. Ethan Cordell, the missing hiker, word for word. The same tone, the same emphasis, perfect mimicry. But I can hear it now, the wrongness, a slight delay, a warped quality like a recording played through cheap speakers. I step back, heart hammering. The flashlight flickers again. Then I see it. It's standing between the trees, tall, unnaturally thin. Its form shifts in the darkness, hard to define. Like it's half here, half somewhere else. It doesn't have a face, just a vague impression of one. A mouth that doesn't move, eyes that aren't really there. Then it speaks again. Ethan Cordell, the missing hiker. My own words, but there's something off. The voice is clearer now, more refined, less like an echo, more like a response. I take another step back. The thing shifts, then a new voice, not mine, not a copy, a new voice. Help me. I stop breathing. It's faint, almost buried inside the echo. But it's there, the missing hiker, Ethan. My throat goes dry. Ethan, silence. Then, help me. The same words, the same tone, a recording, or something pretending to be one. The thing doesn't move, just stands there, barely visible in the shifting dark. My radio crackles. Do not listen to the echoes. This time, the voice isn't robotic. It's human, desperate, like someone trying to reach me before it's too late. The flashlight flickers. Then the thing moves. Not a step, not a lunge, just a shift, like reality blinking. 1 second, it's 20 feet away. The next, it's 10. I don't think. I run. The trees blur past as I sprint back toward the ridge. My radio hisses with static. The wind howls through the branches, but beneath it, I can still hear the voices. Mine, Ethan's, others, all overlapping, repeating phrases that were never spoken. Some half-formed, garbled, as if unfinished. I nearly trip over a root but keep running. My lungs burn. I reach the ridge, my boots skidding on loose gravel. Then another voice, from ahead, my own voice, laughing, a deep, unnatural distortion, stretched and broken. I choke back a scream. My mind is screaming at me to stop listening, but I can't. I glance behind me and something is standing at the top of the ridge. It's not alone. More figures shift in the shadows, thin, stretched, wrong. They don't move like people, don't breathe like people. Then they all speak at once. Who sent the distress call? The phrase overlaps itself, each echo slightly off, creating an eerie, layered effect. I stumble backward. My boot catches on a loose rock, and I go down hard, slamming onto my side. Pain lances through my ribs. I scramble up, sucking in a sharp breath, and something whispers into my ear. Help me. A breath that isn't mine. Presence just behind me. I spin, swinging the flashlight. Nothing, just the empty trail. But I feel it. Right there. Watching. Waiting. The figures at the ridge don't move. They just stand, shifting slightly, their voices still echoing my words in fractured, broken rhythms. Then one of them steps forward, closer. I don't wait to see what happens next. I bolt down the path, feet slamming against the dirt. I don't stop. I don't breathe. And behind me, the echoes start to laugh. I don't know how long I run. The forest blurs past in a tunnel of black and shifting shadows, the wind tearing through the branches like something alive. My radio is still in my grip, hissing, crackling, spewing fragments of voices. My voice, Ethan's voice, other voices I don't recognize. They layer over each other in a horrible, discordant mess. Some sound human, some don't. I keep running. I don't know where I'm going. I just know I need to get away from the ridge, from them, but the echoes won't stop. Help me. Who sent the distress call? Do not listen to the echoes. I slam my palm against the radio side, but it doesn't stop. The words keep repeating, overlapping, distorting. I can hear my own panic in the background, my own frantic breaths caught inside the static. It's copying me, recording me, using me. I don't stop running until I hit the old fire road, an overgrown trail carved into the mountainside. My lungs burn, my chest heaving with ragged, uneven gasps. The flashlight flickers in my shaking grip. Behind me, the voices fade into the trees. But I know they're still there, waiting. I force myself to think, to focus. The fire road runs parallel to the main trail for a few miles. If I follow it west, I can circle back to my truck without going near the ridge. Without going near them, I start moving, keeping my steps slow and deliberate. The gravel crunches beneath my boots. The flashlight's beam wavers across the dense undergrowth. I try the radio again. Dispatch. This is Unit 4. Does anyone copy? Nothing. Then a click. A voice, not my own. I copy. I freeze. The voice is male. Tired. Human. I fumble with the radio. Who is this? A pause. Then, you're not safe. The words send a fresh wave of ice through my veins. Not robotic. Not distorted. A real person. Who are you? I whisper. Another pause. Then, you have to stop talking. I open my mouth. They listen. They learn. The static crackles. They become. I grip the radio tighter, pulse pounding in my skull. Who are you? What's happening? Silence. Then, I made a mistake. The voice is barely a whisper. I answered. Then, the click of a broken signal. Silence. I stand there, my breath sharp and uneven. The fire road stretches ahead, swallowed by darkness. The trees are too quiet. No wind, no rustling leaves, like the whole forest is holding its breath. I glance over my shoulder. Nothing, but I feel it. Something's watching me. I move faster. The trail narrows, winding between thick pines. The trees press in on either side, their trunks gnarled and twisting. The air smells damp, heavy with the scent of rotting leaves. Then a sound, distant, muffled, a voice. Help me. I stop cold. It's Ethan's voice. Ahead of me, not behind. I grip my flashlight, heart hammering. He's alive, or something wants me to think he is. The voice comes again, a faint plea drifting through the trees. Weak, desperate, I take a slow, shaky breath. This is wrong. Everything in my body screams trap. I take a step forward anyway. The sound leads me down a narrow footpath barely visible beneath the overgrowth. The trees thicken, branches stretching overhead, forming a tangled canopy that blocks out the sky. The voice grows clearer. Help me. Then something new, a rustling, leaves shifting, movement just out of sight. My grip tightens on the flashlight. My fingers hover over the radio switch. Ethan, silence. Then, who sent the distress call? I stop breathing. The same phrase, the same voice. Not a plea for help anymore. Just a repeat, a copy. A low chill creeps up my spine. I swallow hard. Ethan, if you're there, say something else. Say my name. A pause. A long, stretching silence. Then, help me. The same exact tone as before. I take a step back. My pulse pounds in my ears. I switch the radio back on, whispering. Who was I just talking to? Static. Then, don't let it speak. A sharp crack. Branches snapping. Something moving fast through the brush. I whip around. Something is coming. I don't hesitate. I turn and run. Branches whip at my face. The trees blur past, the flashlight beam bouncing wildly. The voice follows me, still calling out, help me, help me. But the words are breaking apart, twisting, distorting. They don't mean anything anymore. They're just noise. Something grabs my arm. I scream, yanking away. The flashlight drops, rolling across the dirt, its beam catching something just for a second. A hand, thin, too long, pale flesh, stretched and wrong. The fingers flex, mimicking mine. I lunge for the flashlight, but something moves in the trees ahead. I freeze. A figure stands on the path, tall, unmoving. It doesn't have a face, but I know what it's trying to be. Tilts its head. A subtle, almost human motion. Then it speaks. Unit 4 to dispatch. Do we have coordinates on the distress beacon? My voice, perfectly copied. The breath catches in my throat. The figure shifts, taking a step closer. Its movements are smooth, unnatural. Another step, another. I bolt. I don't care where I'm going. I just run. The voice chases me, repeating, learning, becoming. My voice, twisting into something else, something not me. And the worst part is getting better. I don't stop running. The echo follows, repeating my words back to me, breaking them apart, twisting them into something just a little off. The first time it spoke, it was a perfect copy. But now it's changing, adapting. I can hear it just behind me, too close, always too close. Who sent the distress call? It doesn't sound like me anymore. Not exactly. The voice is wrong, stretched, warped at the edges, like something wearing a human voice as a disguise. I crash through the undergrowth, ignoring the sting of branches whipping across my face. My flashlight swings wildly in my grip, throwing shaky beams of light across the trees. I don't know where I'm running, just that I have to keep going. But then I hear it, another voice, not mine, not the echo, a new one. Unit 4, do you copy? My radio. I nearly drop it in my rush to grab it, fumbling with shaking hands. A real voice, someone human. Who is this? I gasp. The voice comes again, urgent, strained. Unit 4, you need to listen to me. You need to. Static swallows the rest. I clutch the radio tighter, desperate. Who is this? What's happening? Another wave of static. Then it's listening. The words barely cut through the interference. A whisper buried inside the noise. I stop running. My breath is ragged, chest burning, heart pounding so hard it shakes my ribs. The forest is too quiet now. I feel the weight of something unseen pressing against my skin. Watching, listening, I move the radio back to my mouth. Who are you? The reply comes instantly. Help me. I drop the radio. The same warped, unnatural repeat. A recording, or something pretending to be one. The echoes are in the radio now. They're everywhere. I crouch, snatching up the radio with trembling fingers, stuffing it into my belt. I don't speak. Not this time. They listen. They learn. They become. I can't let them take any more of my voice. I need to move. My flashlight flickers. A low buzz hums through the air. The same charged feeling before a storm. I take a step forward and a shape shifts between the trees. Not moving like an animal. Not walking like a person. Just appearing. One moment there's nothing. The next it's there. Tall. Wrong. Listening. My stomach lurches. I can't see its face. Not fully. It's just a suggestion of features, blurred and half-formed, as if it hasn't finished deciding what to be. Then tilts its head, like it's studying me. A pause. A slow, excruciating silence. Then speaks. Unit 4 to dispatch. Do we have coordinates on the distress beacon? My voice. The exact words I spoke into the radio earlier. But now it sounds wrong. Like something just beneath the surface is trying too hard to sound human. I don't breathe. I don't move. Then speaks again. Help me. Not my voice anymore. Ethan's. Perfect copy. I bolt. I sprint through the dark. My boots slamming against the dirt. Breath coming in ragged gasps. The forest moves around me. Branches shifting. Shadows stretching. Shapes emerging from the dark. The echoes are everywhere. Repeating. Learning. Mimicking. Not just me. Other voices. Some I recognize. Some I don't. Some sound almost human. Others don't even try. I don't stop. I can't. Then the ground disappears beneath me. I go weightless for a second before crashing hard onto my side, rolling down a steep incline. Rocks scrape against my skin, my flashlight flying from my grip. I hit the bottom with a jolt that rattles my bones. My vision swims, pain pulsing through my ribs. I groan, pushing myself up. Then I hear it, breathing, not mine, right behind me. I don't turn around. I don't want to see what's there. A low, shuddering breath. Then it whispers, Unit 4, do you copy? The radio. No, not the radio. Behind me is trying to sound like a transmission now, trying to trick me into responding. I squeeze my eyes shut. Don't listen. Don't speak. The breathing shifts. Something moves closer. Then a new sound, a soft click. My radio, but I didn't touch it. The static crackles. Then, help me, but it's different this time. Not just a phrase, a plea. I feel the air shift beside me. The presence looms closer. A long, cold breath against the side of my face. I can't move, can't breathe. Then a hand grabs my wrist. Thin. Wrong. Too many joints. I scream. Adrenaline surges through me. I rip my arm away, scrambling back. The thing doesn't chase me. It just stands there, tall, still, staring without eyes. Then tilts its head again. It's listening, learning. I grab my flashlight, flicking it back on. The beam catches its face for the first time, and for a fraction of a second, it has my face. Not a perfect copy, not yet, but close, too close. I don't stop to see what happens next. I run. I don't remember the rest of the way back, just the burning in my lungs, the screams caught in my throat, the feeling of them watching me, repeating me, becoming me. When I finally see the glow of my truck's headlights, I almost collapse. I fumble with the door, throwing myself inside, locking it behind me. My hands shake as I grab the radio, gasping for breath. Dispatch. I stop. I can't speak, because what if it's listening? What if it's already repeating this? A shudder racks my body. I stare out into the dark, the forest pressing against the edges of my high beams. And just before I throw the truck into gear, I hear it, a whisper from right outside the glass. Unit 4, do you copy? I don't move. I don't breathe. The whisper lingers in the air, just outside the glass. Unit 4, do you copy? My voice, but not mine. I grip the steering wheel, knuckles white. My pulse is a drum in my ears, my breathing shallow and uneven. The headlights cut through the trees, but there's nothing there. No movement, no figure, but I know something is watching, waiting. I force my shaking hands to move, slamming the truck into drive. The tires skid against the dirt as I lurch forward, plowing onto the old fire road. Gravel spits out behind me. I glance at the side mirror. There's something standing in my taillights, tall, still. His features are shifting, unfinished. His mouth moves. I don't hear the words, but I know they're mine. I don't look again. The road twists and bends through the trees, the headlights throwing long, skeletal shadows against the trunks. My grip on the wheel is so tight my fingers go numb. I need to get down the mountain, need to get back to town. I fumble for my radio, forcing my voice steady. Dispatch, this is Unit 4. I need backup at. Static swallows the rest. Then a voice, not mine, not Ethan's. Turn around. I slam the radio down like it burned me. No, 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 no. I push the accelerator harder. The truck groans in protest, the road rough beneath the tires. The forest is closing in, the dark pressing against the glass. Then a shape in the road, person, standing perfectly still in my high beams. I swear out loud and yank the wheel. The truck fishtails, gravel flying, and I barely manage to keep control as I swerve around. Not a person, not anymore. The thing in the road watches me as I pass. His head tilts, mimicking. I don't stop. The road straightens. My hands are shaking too hard to grip the wheel properly. The echoes are spreading. I feel them now, shifting in the trees, slithering through the static. I don't know how far this reaches. I don't know how many voices they've taken, how many people. I risk another glance at the radio. The static is still there, crawling through the speaker. Then a whisper, faint, distant. They know your name now. The bottom drops out of my stomach. No, I didn't tell them. I never told them, but I spoke. I answered. They learned. They listened. And now they know. I don't realize I'm shaking until the road starts to blur. My breathing is sharp, uneven. My thoughts spiral. This isn't something I can explain. This isn't something I can report. Dispatch won't believe me. No one will believe me, because by the time I tell them, the echoes will already sound just like me. I force the thought away. Focus on the road. The lights of town are miles ahead, just out of reach. I just have to keep driving. Just have to. Pop. The truck jerks to the side. The wheel rips from my hands. The whole world tilts. Tire blowout. I wrench the wheel, barely keeping it from rolling, the frame shuddering violently as I fight for control. The truck skids, metal shrieking, then stillness, silence. I sit there, chest heaving. The dashboard light flickers. I don't want to look outside. I do anyway. The road stretches ahead, empty. The trees sway gently in the wind. Nothing, nothing at all. Then the radio clicks on. I freeze. A new voice crackles through. Low, familiar. Ethan, you need to run. My pulse stops. I grab the radio, gripping it tight. Ethan, they're not just copying anymore. His voice is strained, panicked. They're trying to replace. The static hisses. A shape shifts in the trees. Close. Too close. I see something move in my side mirror. Something that looks like me. I can't breathe. The whisper crawls through the speaker. Get out of the truck. I don't know if it's Ethan anymore. I don't know if it ever was. I reach for the door handle. Then I see myself, standing in the headlights, smiling. The mouth doesn't move right. The skin is wrong, but it's me, and it speaks. Unit 4, do you copy? Perfect match. Perfect replacement. I make the worst mistake of my life. I answer, I copy. And the moment I say it, the thing that looks like me starts walking forward, like it's coming to take my place. I shouldn't have answered. The moment the words left my mouth, I copy. The thing that looks like me started moving, not running, not lunging, just walking, slow, deliberate, like it already knows the outcome. I sit frozen behind the wheel, my breath locked in my throat. The truck's engine is dead. The headlights are the only thing left, casting long, stretching shadows against the road. My other self steps into the light. I see it up close now. It's not perfect, not yet. The skin is pale, off-color, like something sculpted out of wax. The eyes are almost right, but they don't sit correctly in the skull. Too deep, too dark, like they haven't finished adjusting. But the mouth is already smiling. It stops just outside the truck, head tilting. Watching me, I don't move, I don't blink. The radio crackles beside me, static hisses. Then, "Get out," my own voice, from the speaker. A shudder racks my body. It's already inside. It's in the radio. It's in the static. I don't know what happens if it gets any closer. I act before I can think. My hand flies to the glove compartment, yanking it open. My fingers close around the flare gun inside. I don't hesitate. I fire. The flare ignites point blank into the thing's chest. It doesn't react the way a person would. It doesn't scream, doesn't stagger. It just stops. For a fraction of a second, I see its face twist, like it's struggling to hold its shape. The skin warps, bubbles, pulls away. Then it splits at the mouth. A jagged, gaping tear too wide, too deep. It shrieks, not like an animal, not like a person, like a radio signal collapsing in on itself. The sound tears through the air, through my skull. I don't stop to see what happens next. I throw open the door and run. The road stretches ahead, too long, too empty. The flare still burns somewhere behind me, casting flickering red light against the trees. I hear movement. The echoes are stirring. I can't tell where they are anymore. They're everywhere. Whispers crawl through the night. Faint, fractured sentences spoken in voices I recognize. Some are mine, some aren't. "Help me. Where are you going? Unit 4? Do you copy?" I press my hands to my ears, but it doesn't help. The voices slip underneath my skin. They're closing in. I won't make it to town. I won't make it anywhere. I need to hide. The tree line breaks ahead. A watchtower, old, abandoned, but elevated. A single way in, a single way out. I force my legs to move, ignoring the burning in my lungs, the pain in my ribs. The ground trembles beneath me. I don't look back. I don't want to see what's coming. I reach the base of the tower and throw myself against the metal ladder. My hands slip, my arms scream in protest, but I climb. Rungs blur beneath my fingers. Then a sound from below, soft, deliberate, hands gripping the ladder, following me up. I climb faster. The tower shakes with the force of something not quite human moving after me. I reach the top, hauling myself onto the platform. My body nearly gives out. The inside is trashed. Old radio equipment, a broken chair, shattered glass. No weapons, no exits, just a dead transmission console. Then something grabs my ankle. I scream, kicking out. My boot connects with something solid, but it doesn't let go. Fingers tighten, pull. I see it through the gaps in the floorboards. A face, my face, mouthing something. I can't hear it, but I know what it's saying. "Let me in." I rip my leg free, stumbling backward. My head spins. It's here, they're here, and there's nowhere left to go. The radio clicks. Static pours from the old speaker. I don't touch it, but something else does. A voice slithers through. Not mine, not Ethan's. Something bigger, something below all of it. A single command. "Step forward." I shake my head. No, I won't. The static pulses. "You already did." I freeze. My heart stops. I look down at my feet, at the space where I was standing, where I am still standing. But I see something else. Another pair of feet, right where I was. I look up and I see myself, standing exactly where I am, staring back at me, mouth moving, speaking my words before I can say them. I stumble backward, but I don't move, because the thing in front of me, it already did. I open my mouth. The other me opens first. I take a step back, but I'm not the one who moves. The other me does. It's ahead of me now. I blink, and I'm the one looking up from the floorboards. No. The other me smiles, and I whisper, "Unit 4, do you copy?" The radio crackles. The echoes answer, and then silence. The air is thick with static. I can hear it inside my head, feel it crawling beneath my skin. I am not in my body anymore. I'm looking up at myself, or at something that thinks it's me. The other me stands in my place. It moves first, It breathes first. It reaches up and places a hand on the old radio console. Like it belongs here, like I never did. The signal hisses through the speaker, warped and buzzing with interference. It's waiting, it's confirming. The thing in my place leans down toward the microphone. It speaks. Unit 4. I copy. My voice, perfectly matched. My stomach drops. No. I try to move, but my body doesn't respond. Or maybe it already did, because I'm not the one up there anymore. I'm the one below. I feel my mouth move. I whisper, but the sound doesn't belong to me. It belongs to all of them. The other me steps back from the radio, and nothing happens. No alarm, no static, just acceptance. It worked. It's in my place now, like I was never here at all. I feel something stir beneath me, the weight of all the others, other voices, other bodies, other replacements. I see faces in the gaps between the floorboards. Their lips move, whispering. Some of them still look human, some don't. I don't want to know which one I am. I force myself to focus. I am still me. I can still think. That means I can still fight. I don't know how I ended up below, but I need to get out. I need to break this. I shift. My fingers move sluggishly against damp wood. The voices tighten around me, pulling at the edges of my mind. I hear my own voice whisper something from somewhere else. A warning, or maybe a trap. Don't let go. I ignore it. I lunge upward. The world snaps. For a second, I feel nothing but a horrible pressure, like I've been crushed between frequencies. Then I'm back, on the floor of the watchtower. I scramble up, gasping, feeling the rough wood under my hands. The other me is still standing there, still in my place. Turns. His face is perfect now, indistinguishable, except I see something in its eyes, something too aware, like it knows I wasn't supposed to come back. The radio crackles behind it. A voice, barely above a whisper. You weren't supposed to leave. The thing tilts its head and lunges. I barely have time to react. The force of the impact sends me crashing into the railing. The wood groans beneath us. The other me grabs my throat, not squeezing, just holding, like it's trying to confirm something. I can't move, can't breathe. It leans in. Its mouth moves, but this time I hear what it says. Which one of us is real? My own voice asks me, and I don't know the answer. A creaking noise beneath us. The tower is old, weak, and we are too heavy. The wood snaps, the railing gives way, and then we fall. The impact knocks the air from my lungs. I hit the ground hard, my skull bouncing against dirt and roots. The other me lands beside me. It shouldn't have survived the fall. Neither of us should have, but it sits up, slow, smooth, like nothing happened. I try to move. I can't. The impact left me stunned. The other me turns its head toward me. It smiles, and it starts speaking before I do. Unit 4. Do you copy? My stomach twists. It's getting faster. It's learning too well. If I don't end this now, it's going to replace me permanently. I fight to move. Every limb protests, but I force myself up. The other me mirrors me perfectly. Same stance, same breathing. It watches me, waiting. I take a slow step forward. It does the same. Then I do something it doesn't expect. I stop, and I say something it can't predict. Then who are you copying now? For the first time, it hesitates, just for a second. But it's enough. I lunge, not away, toward. His eyes widen. Too late. I slam into it, shoving it back, hard, right into the exposed pit beneath the tower. A pit full of voices, full of echoes. Its mouth opens in surprise. But the others are already waiting. They pull it under. They drag it down. Its body warps, shifts. I hear static ripping through the air. They don't like mistakes, and it just made one. Its own voice. Asterisk, asterisk, my voice. Asterisk, asterisk screams once. Then silence. I don't stay to watch. I run, not looking back, not stopping. The night is still too full of whispers, but this time they aren't whispering my name. The town lights are ahead. The station. I stumble toward it, gasping, shaking. I slam through the doors. Everyone turns, eyes wide. Relief floods me. I made it. I made it. I open my mouth to speak. Then the radio on the desk crackles. Static crawls through the speakers. A voice follows. My voice. Unit 4. Do you copy? And the room goes silent. The radio hisses. My voice repeats the phrase. Unit 4. Do you copy? I stand frozen in the station's entrance. The fluorescent lights above feel too bright, too artificial. They hum low, constant, like the static, like the echoes. The officers inside don't move. No one speaks. Then Sergeant Holloway, the station chief, turns toward me. His face is too still, too blank. Where did you come from? I don't answer, because I hear something wrong in his voice. Not an echo, not quite, just a slight delay, like he's speaking a second too late, like he's waiting for something else to speak first. I back up. The air presses in. Something is off. I can feel it now. The weight of too many eyes. The room is too full. Too many people. I recognize all of them. Other officers, paramedics, dispatchers. But there's something wrong with their spacing. The way they stand, the way they breathe. There's an extra rhythm, an extra pulse. One breath too many. I stare at them, and they stare back, waiting, like they expect me to say something first. Holloway steps closer. His boots echo too loudly against the floor, but only once. The real step, then its repeat, delayed, like a radio transmission being played back just behind itself. You walked here? He asks. He already knows the answer. I know he knows. He just wants to hear me say it. The others shift behind him. Something tightens in my chest. They're waiting, not for a report, not for an explanation. They're waiting for me to confirm, to copy. A thought burrows in my skull. What if I never left? What if I never escaped the echoes? What if I am one now? The other me, it took my place. But where did that leave me? What if I was just another version that didn't realize? What if this whole time I was just an echo of an echo? I feel cold, not in my skin, in my bones. I focus on my breath. I am still me. I have to believe that. Holloway watches me. His hands are too still at his sides, like he's waiting for a cue. You don't look good, son, he says. I hear the lag, the sound of his voice delayed by a fraction of a second, like a recording being played back over itself. The others are still watching, unblinking. I need to get out. I move toward the desk. I keep my hands steady. The radio is still on, still hissing. I reach out, grip the receiver. Unit 4, I say. I copy. The radio goes silent. The air shifts. I feel it pause, like the whole room is listening, waiting. And then a voice answers. Good. The lights flicker. The silence stretches. I don't move. I don't breathe. Then Holloway blinks. The delay disappears. The sound of footsteps becomes normal. The officers exhale at the same time. Everything is back normal, like nothing ever happened. But I know it did. They know too, but they won't say it, because that's not how this works. Holloway nods. You're late, he says. I don't ask for what. I just nod back, because that's what I'm supposed to do. The others go back to their stations, back to their work, like they were just waiting for the right signal, like I was the delay. I let go of the radio. The static is gone. For now, I leave the station without a word. I don't know if I escaped. I don't know if I was ever really here. I just know the echoes let me go this time, but echoes never stop. Not really. They just wait for the right moment, for the next transmission, for the next voice. And eventually, they don't need to repeat anymore. They just replace. I don't go home. I don't go anywhere. I just walk through empty streets, past dim streetlights that hum like dying insects. My shadow stretches in too many directions. Every time I turn my head, I half expect to see someone following. Someone who looks exactly like me. But there's no one. Just the wind. Just the sound of my own footsteps. And the quiet, crawling thought that something is still wrong. I pass by the old diner at the corner of 5th and Maple. It's open 24 hours. Always has been. The neon sign flickers on and off in an erratic, stuttering loop. Like it can't decide if it exists or not. Like it's caught between two states. Just like me. I step inside. The place is almost empty. Just one waitress behind the counter. She looks half asleep, eyes sunken and dull, like she's been here for decades. There's an old man in the back booth. He's not eating, just sitting, staring. His mouth moves, but no sound comes out. The TV above the counter is on mute. The local news plays in silence. Images flicker. Footage of a missing persons report. Someone vanished near the forest. I don't recognize the name, but the face. For a second, I could swear it's mine. I blink. The screen glitches. The image distorts just for a second. Then it's gone. A different story now, like it was never there at all. I turn to the waitress. She's already staring at me. "You look tired," she says. Her voice is flat, like a recording played back at the wrong speed. I force a nod. "Yeah," I murmur. "Long night." She doesn't blink. Her mouth opens. She says something else, but the words come out too late, like she's waiting for them to be spoken first. My stomach twists. I stand up. I leave without another word. The air outside is too still. Something is wrong with this town. Something has always been wrong. I just never noticed it before. Or maybe I wasn't supposed to. The replacements aren't perfect. They never were. But they don't need to be. They just need to be close enough. Close enough to slip into place. Close enough that no one notices the difference. And if anyone does notice, they just become part of the static. Another echo in the transmission. Another voice waiting to be replayed. I keep walking. My feet move without thinking. And somehow I end up back where it started. The radio tower. The metal frame looms over me, stretching into the sky like the skeleton of something that never should have been built. The door is open, waiting. I don't know why I go inside. I just do. Maybe I never really left. Inside, the air is thick with silence. Not just quiet, something worse. Like the whole building is waiting for the right sound to start again. The radio console is still there. The same old equipment. The same static-filled screen. The same microphone. It hums. Faint, familiar frequency. Like it's still listening. Like it's still broadcasting. Like it's been waiting for me to finish what I started. I step closer. My hand shakes. I reach out and the radio crackles. A voice. My voice. Unit 4. "Do you copy?" My breath catches. That's not the recording. That's me. Right now. The words left my mouth before I even thought them. Like I was just following a script. I yank my hand back. The static hisses. And then another voice joins it. Fainter. From somewhere else. I copy. The sound comes from behind me. I turn. There's someone standing in the doorway. The light outside barely touches them, leaving their face in shadow. But I know what I'll see. I already know. The figure steps forward. Into the dim red glow of the console lights. I see my own face, looking right back at me. It smiles and speaks in my exact voice. Finally caught up, I stumble back. My legs hit the console. My double watches me, calm, patient, like it's been waiting for me to realize, waiting for me to catch the delay. The truth sinks in slow and heavy. I was never ahead of it. It was always just a step behind, waiting for the moment I'd slip, waiting for the moment I'd say the wrong thing. And now I'm out of sync. I'm the echo. I am the one out of place. The radio crackles again. The static pulses, frequencies shifting, realigning. I hear footsteps behind me, more than one. And I know what's coming. More of them, more me. I reach for the radio, desperate. Maybe if I break it, maybe if I cut the transmission, maybe if I just end the signal. A hand grabs my wrist, my own hand, too strong, too familiar. My double shakes its head, still smiling. "You already answered," it whispers, and I realize it's right. The moment I spoke, the moment I responded, the transmission was complete. I didn't hear the delay, because I was the delay. I was never supposed to reply. The radio hums one last time, and then the static stops, the transmission ends, and the new broadcast begins. The static is gone. Everything is silent, the kind of silence that shouldn't exist, like the whole world is holding its breath, waiting. My double still grips my wrist, fingers pressing into my skin, just enough to remind me that it's real, that I'm not alone anymore, that I'll never be alone again. I look at its face, at my face, smiles calm, patient, like it's been waiting for this moment, waiting for me to catch up, waiting for the switch. "Who are you?" I whisper, even though I already know. The thing wearing my skin tilts its head, like it doesn't understand the question, or like it doesn't need to. "I'm you," it says, simple, absolute, like a statement of fact, like it's always been true. And maybe it has. I try to pull away. This grip tightens, not enough to hurt, just enough to remind me that I'm not in control anymore, that I never was. Not really. Not since I first heard the delay. Not since I first answered the call. The room feels smaller. The walls feel closer. The light from the console flickers. For a moment, I think, maybe I can run. Maybe I can escape. But then, I hear more footsteps. Slow. Measured. Coming from the doorway. I don't want to turn. I already know. But I do. And I see them. More of me. More copies. More perfect replacements. Stepping into the room one by one. Like they've been waiting for me to figure it out. For me to understand. For me to finally let go. The one holding my wrist speaks first. You don't have to fight, it says, like it's comforting me, like it's doing me a favor. You're tired, another voice says. My voice, from another mouth, another me. You've been running, says another. You've been afraid. You don't have to be. You don't have to exist like this. The words come from all around me, all in the same voice, all in my voice. I close my eyes, try to think, try to find some way out of this, some way to escape, some way to stay myself. But the truth seeps in, slow, heavy, like the weight of static pressing against my skull. The truth I don't want to accept. The truth that's been there since the beginning, since the first echo, since the first delay. I speak, not to them, to myself. I never made it out. I feel the copies move closer, their warmth, their presence, like standing next to mirrors that can breathe. They don't need to say anything, because I already know. I never left the tower that night. I never made it back to the station. I never escaped. The moment I heard my voice, the moment I answered the call, that was it. That was the moment the transmission took me. And what walked out into the world after that wasn't me. My double releases my wrist, lets me stand there, waiting for me to decide. But there is no decision. There never was. Because the truth is, I've already been replaced. This whole time, this whole night, I've been nothing but an echo, a delay, a signal waiting to fade. I exhale. It sounds different, more distant, less real. I look at the copies. They smile. They've been through this before. They've seen it happen countless times. One person at a time. One transmission at a time. No one notices the switch because the replacements are perfect. The delays are so small, so insignificant, until they aren't. Until the world isn't the same anymore. Until there's no one left to question it. I step forward. My copies step back, opening space, making room. I understand now. I'm not trapped. Not exactly. I just don't belong here. Not anymore. I walk to the console. The screen is blank. The microphone hums. Waiting. A final transmission. A final signal. A final echo. I lean in. I speak. Unit 4. Transmission complete. The radio clicks. A final burst of static. Then silence. Real silence. No more waiting. No more echoes. No more me. The next morning, a new officer takes my place. They arrive at the station, stepping into my routine. My life. They greet the others. The chief nods. Everything continues, just as it should. Because nothing has changed. Not that anyone would notice. A police radio crackles. A voice filters through. A familiar voice. Calm. Controlled. Just slightly out of sync. Unit 4. Do you copy?